Welcome back to another quick out on Green Bay Packer Nation and greenbaypackernation.com. This is the show where I toss out some Packer news, make some very raw comments on it, and you and I have a conversation in the comments field below about that news. A while ago, Aaron Rodgers made mention of the fact that he was not real happy with the fact that Alex Van Pelt and Jordy Nelson had been released, and not a whole lot was made about that comment at the time, except for the fact that, you know, he was sad to see Jordy Nelson and Van Pelt leave. However, recently, there has been news popping up all over the place trying to indicate that that Aaron Rodgers disagrees with the choices that the Packers brass have been making, and also that he's trying to leverage his disapproval of that in the negotiation process. Here's what I think about this. I think this is classic news reporters telling half-truths, twisting someone's words in order to make a story. We're sitting here right in the middle of a dead zone between the combine and the draft, where there frankly is, I mean, free agency's done, combine's done, the draft has not come yet, but we're far enough along that teams have been talking about their potential draft picks for long enough now that we've really kind of talked that out, and the news has just kind of died down. And so I think this is just reporters trying to spin some words to generate some views on their articles, and I think it's nothing more than that. Here's what I really think is happening with Aaron Rodgers and his relationship with the upper muckety-mucks of the Packers organization. And you can let me know if you think this is probably accurate, or if you don't think it's accurate, let me know that too. I'd like to hear your side of the story. I really think that that Aaron's comments about not liking the choices to release Van Pelt and Nelson were simply that he didn't want to lose some friends that he'd built relationships with. You know, any of us who have played high school or college football, we know we have a different experience than the pros do in more than one way, but in that relationship between us and other players, and between us and our coaches. In those younger ranks, coaches are not really building friendships with you. They have their job to do, we have our job to do, and we don't really build a friendship relationship with our coaches. Also, in that environment, we're not really with other players long enough to build an extremely close relationship, I don't think. At least not as close as an NFL player is able to do over the course of 10 years rather than 3 or 4. And so I think the dynamic here is that Aaron has been playing with Jordy Nelson for many years. He envisioned that he and Jordy would play out their years here in Green Bay, and they would each retire from the organization at some point in their future. And when Jordy was released, that dream just kind of came crashing down, and admittedly, Aaron was disappointed about it. He had also built a relationship with Van Pelt, because, you know, these guys are not just, it's not a college-age kid per se and his coach. These are two grown men that have different roles in the organization, but are building a friendship. And I think that they had a close relationship, and Aaron trusted Van Pelt. And he was sad to see Van Pelt leave as well. But Aaron has said numerous times that that his job is to play quarterback for the Green Bay Packers and play it as well as he can possibly play it. And it's other people's jobs to decide who gets to play with him and who doesn't. And I think it's clear from what Aaron is saying that he knows that decisions are made in this business, and sometimes they're not what you really want, and they can disappoint you pretty good, but you just move on and you do your job and you do it well. So that's kind of what I think about the whole scenario. It's possible that it's not unheard of that there is some manipulation going on to try and negotiate a better deal. But I think if that's happening in this situation, it's really Aaron's agent leaking information and trying to barter a better deal so that he gets a better deal. And I don't really think that Aaron Rodgers is involved in this, and I certainly don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere but Green Bay, at least in the foreseeable future. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a new video. And until next time, go Pack.